Okay, this is kind of a, this song used to be my personal brand. Like people often say, what do you do to get in a good mood? I would hear this song and then I'd be back on fire. And I have quite a car story this week in my Sunday chat, and that's why I chose this one for a number of reasons. Do you know it? Do you know it? Here we go. Ready? Cadillac commercial, woman driving. Come on. Good days. Okay, ready? Here comes success over my hill. Here comes success. Here comes my car. Here comes my Chinese road. Here comes success. Well, you're going to have to hold on for the car story. It's a doozy. But how are you on this Sunday? I have so many stories to tell. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you share this video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like, and I hope you comment. But I am learning that's what is very important is to actually watch the entire video. I try to keep them under 15 minutes, but you know how it is. All right, it's Sunday. I had a very exciting, scary, but exciting thing. The car story is going to be kind of toward the end. And you'll know why when I tell it. I have a broken blood vessel in my eye. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Maybe? Does everybody do this on YouTube? Like they show their eyes like that? So I go to Costco yesterday, and I don't know. I think all women do it. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me. But the minute you could just have looked at yourself in the mirror on the way out the door. You get in the car, you flip down the mirror. Because that's reality. Like, that is reality. And it kind of is like the mood barometer. Depending on how you look, almost kind of sets your mood. And you flip the thing and go. So I go to Costco. Of course, do the flip the mirror in the drive, you know. Okay. Get to Costco, do my shopping. Nothing unusual to me. You know, did I lift? I had some planters, the kind that are more on the floor planters for in front of the house. They weren't terribly heavy. I've picked up heavier. Of course, I was younger. Anyway, so finish Costco shopping, get in the car and do the flip down mirror. And there is this bright, I'm talking bright blood on my eye, like in my eyeball. I'm texting everyone I can text. Should I be worried? Is this normal? Because I know I've heard or maybe even seen that people have blood in their eyes, but I'm just like, is this the first sign of a brain aneurysm? Like when you've been through what I've been through, your head just goes down. There's no, oh, don't worry. No. So everybody started texting me, my Facebook friends, and don't worry, it happens. Did you cough? Did you sneeze? Did you lift something heavy? Happens, it'll be gone within a week. If it gets worse, of course, call the doctor, yada, yada, yada. But it was, for me, it was kind of not exciting, and it was, of course, one of those times that I was just like, where is Vito when I need him? Because I am a big baby. I have no tolerance for pain. I'm always amazed when people say, I have such a high pain tolerance. Really? I do not, at all. Zero, nothing. So then I want to clear up the cottage cheese contest. No, it wasn't even a contest. Maybe this was on Facebook, maybe it was on YouTube, but I was wondering if you preferred small curd or large curd. And I am finding somehow cottage cheese just seems to be creamier and creamier. I've tried every brand available in the Chicago area from different store brands. This has been going on for a while. And absolutely, I'm 4% milk fat. Like, don't even think I'm gonna have that 1% stuff or fat-free. But I thought to myself, maybe I need to try large curd. Maybe there'll be more curd and less cream. Yes, I am now a convert. I am a large curd 4%. I am very happy. All right, I'm still watching. Guys, I have to tell you, the Murdoch Mysteries on Amazon Prime. the detective Murdoch, so this is at the turn of the century, 1800 into 1900, early 1900s. William Murdoch, he is so, he's kind of almost genius, very scientific mind, you know, like kind of sees all these images, gets on his blackboard, he like tries inventing things to solve mysteries. They're all murders. They take place in Toronto. He is just a gentleman's gentleman, and the character himself is cute. And you get to know all the characters, and you're very involved. There's a little, you know, ongoing romance, you know, the kind that like, are they not? It's 11 or 12 seasons long, and each season has 11, 12, 13 episodes. So I'm talking, this is a binge that's going to take me forever. Well, actually, I'm already on season 5, but it is so nice, so clean, so entertaining. And yes, it holds mystery. And he is so normal. I just don't even, and you know, there's no like bubbling idiot, you know, I mean, they're all good constables that surround him. Professionals, you know, so it's just the most delightful. I love it, and I can't stop watching it. So you're going to be hearing about William Murdoch for a while now. I adore it. I adore it. I forgot my May purposeful tossing video. I videoed me taking it to Goodwill, like it's already all in the bag, and it was raining, and I was like, oh my, it wasn't until then that I said, oh, but I'll tell you what I did. Yes, I did 10 things for 10 days. They're all clothes. So I think because maybe, I don't know why, I just completely forgot to film it, but it's all clothes. 100 pieces of clothing are in there. And so there's just this giant big black bag, and you know, I show you, I actually ended up going to Savers, which I remembered was for the Epilepsy Foundation. So I landed up going, so it's a short video, and then I take you a little bit to Costco, because I was like, gee, this is like a 2-minute video. So then I did a little Costco stuff, and yeah, so that I forgot, so sorry. So there will be one coming up, but not quite as illustrated as they usually are. Now, Nina, my oldest sister, is back. She's been gone for a month. Are you all tired of me saying that? A month she's been gone. She and her husband did a transatlantic crossing. There's a word I'm looking for. And they landed in Lisbon, not landed, whatever, docked, port of Lisbon. And then the ship went up, and they landed up in England, and they had a day in London. I don't know how they got from the port to London. I don't remember if they flew or trained or whatever, maybe bus. And the weather was horrible, but you know, got to see all the big things in a day, and then flew to Warsaw, and from Warsaw took a limousine for I think 2.5 or 3 hours north of Warsaw to this spa. They call them not sanitariums, spa-matarium. Anyway, you know, the mud. She said what it is so they were there for 2 weeks. You meet with a medical doctor, and he, you know, asks you, for instance, my brother-in-law has sinus issues. He's got a lower back thing, blah, 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 blah. And so he asks you what your greatest maybe ailment, like he's not curing a disease, but just in general. And then he plots out this 2-week program, whether it's mud baths or hot rocks or massages or I don't know what's left, facials, pedicures, foot massages, I don't know. They got home sick, like really sick. So I haven't seen her yet, although I FaceTimed with her several times. But I cannot wait, and she was constantly posting pictures, and I can't wait to like get the whole story. It's just so. But bad weather and crossing the Atlantic, they had 3 really, really, really bad days with the water. So yeah. So now, okay, I'm going to tell you the car story. And you know how people, you know, like maybe something sad happened, you know, maybe their pet died, or a friend, a parent, a spouse, you know, just whatever. They're sad because their best friend is moving, whatever. And they'll talk about that, and then they're like, I didn't mean to cry. I'm so sorry. No, you should be crying. When you're sad, you should be crying. Maybe they think of it as a sign of weakness, or I don't know. I am hoping not to cry only because if I do, I won't stop and I won't be able to talk. I've told this story to the dealer mechanic thing. I've told it to my sisters. I've told it to my sons. So here we go. My husband and I had our own cars. I loved my car. It was a sporty little Audi. It was a convertible. I loved my car. And we often took it, especially like on long weekend trips in the summer, because it's just a blast. You're blasting the radio, the wind. It's a fun, sporty car. And my husband drove a Mercedes, black Mercedes. And he got this one very shortly before he was diagnosed. And this is the car, because mine is kind of sportier, this is the car we always used when we were going back and forth into the city at Northwestern. And then for his radiation, whether I was driving, my son was driving, and many painful for him. I mean, the pain off the chart. Anyway, so since he died, I have not been that is the only car I drive. Like my car, other than moving it from our house to this house, has not been driven. I can only drive his car. I should get rid of my car, but I'm not quite there yet. It's the only car I can drive. At his funeral mass, you know, you have, it probably varies from religion to religion. We're Catholic, but we start at the funeral home, the funeral chapel, and you kind of have your final goodbyes. The family is last before the casket, he had an open casket before the casket is closed. And then the family goes out to the hearse, and then the pallbearers are called in and carry the casket to the hearse. And then you go to church. And not everybody does this, not all Catholics do this. And then you go to the church, to your church, your parish, and you have a funeral mass. And the casket is brought into the front. And you probably, regardless if you've been to a funeral the day of the funeral or you've been in a procession, there's this bright orange sticker they give you to put in your window that kind of alerts the traffic, like we're going to be going through red lights, you know, don't break the chain, this is a funeral. So everybody has their headlights on and they have that orange, usually, and it says funeral on it, it's a bright orange. So we didn't put it on the window of his car. I took it and I put it, you know how most cars on the door have some compartment, maybe you throw your sunglasses in there, whatever. I put that orange sticker down there, and it's just been there. I've been so careful when the car is detailed, like do not, I don't care what you clean, don't clean this at all. Just don't clean that storage compartment. Okay, fast forward. If you own a Mercedes, you know this, but there's, what is it called? Not treatment, service. You have A service and B service. You do pay for them, and I don't remember what it is, every 20,000 miles, 10,000 miles, 50,000 miles, days, I don't know how it works, and your dash tells you it is time for A service, and A service I think is like an oil change. It's probably more than that. And then B service is kind of like a $600 service. I mean, they go through the electronics, the brake fluid, whatever cars have, like everything, filters, you know, like it's a big thing. And the warranty with Mercedes is outstanding. And so, but you need to keep the maintenance. So so his car, because, you know, for a long time I was just, you know, just whatever in a fog. his car was 405, and I always still refer to it as his car. 405 days over the B service. I thought, oh my gosh, like, forget about it at this point. Okay, maybe a week or two ago, I was unloading groceries. It was kind of dark out. I was unloading, and the garage door was open. This is probably more about my life than I want you to know, but God works in interesting ways, I'm going to say that. And there's this elderly couple taking their nighttime stroll, and he waves to me. I don't know him. He must be from a different part of the block, or maybe the other part of the subdivision, whatever. He waves to me, and I wave to him. And I take some groceries into the house, and I'm walking back out because I still have my trunk open. And my son also drives a Mercedes, and his is kept in the garage because his is like really nice. And so he stops me, he says, and he looks, he goes, oh, you know, or something about nice cars. He said, do you have a good mechanic? And I thought, you know, oh, he's looking for a recommendation. My husband would find any reason in the world to go see our mechanic. I think I need new, I don't know, what do you need new? Headlight or what, wipers, I don't even know. Like, I think I hear a noise. And my family has started going to him. My family's neighbors have started, like, I can't even tell you the domino effect because he is so good and so reasonable. And so I said, yes, as a matter of fact, he's on Lake Street, yeah, da. Well, so then he listens to me. He goes, well, the reason I'm asking is, he said, I worked for Mercedes for 20 years. And I have all my certifications, and now I have a certified Motorworks, something like that, shop. He said I can do A service, B service, yada, yada. You know, he said all of my technicians are Mercedes trained and Mercedes certified. And he said, and I said, you're kidding. I said, I really need that B service. And he said, I can come, I can take your car, do the service, bring it back. And I'm thinking, oh, isn't that wonderful? So I'd go, you know, having my son or my sister, somebody follow me to the dealer, drop it off, blah, blah, blah. Although they'd probably have a loaner. I mean, they always have a loaner. Okay. I'm like, that's wonderful. So I didn't do it right away. I said, you know, I'd think about it. And maybe a week later, I called the shop. You know, he had a website, the whole thing had his name. And very nice gentleman answers, and I said, hi. I said, this is going to sound like an odd story, but the owner of your shop lives in my subdivision, and he was out for a walk with his wife, and he offered to come pick up my car and take it in for B service and then drive it back. He said, well, you're talking to Carmine, his son. And I knew he can't, like, 5 children, he really wanted to live in this subdivision. He looked at this house, like he was describing houses to me. I said, thank you. I said, because I thought whoever answers the phone is going to think I'm nuts. He said, no, absolutely, we will do that for you. You know, and he said, how is tomorrow? I said, tomorrow's fine. He said, you know what, I'll come by. He said, I'm in the same, not neighborhood, but town, suburb. So sure enough, you know, he came, got the car, gave him the keys, and everything's great. And he comes back later in the evening with my car, and I can tell the car's been washed, but again, this is probably more than I want to tell about my life. When you are dealing with anything to do with Mercedes, your car comes back spotless. Like it comes back spotless. But that's when we've dealt with the dealer, but he is on par with the dealer. The car was spotless. And I looked inside, even though the windows are very tinted, it's still light out, even later. And I was like, oh, it's really clean, because my car is the dog car. Vito's car is the dog car. Lucy and Banks, that is their car. I have vacuumed and vacuumed and vacuumed. It is so hard. And my window was dirty. And I looked and said, oh, you really cleaned the car. He said, well, you know, we want to bring it back to you nice. I said, fine. Goes on his way. I go into the house, not a big deal. So I get in the car the next day to, who knows, I was probably running for my medication to Walgreens. And I'm looking at my car and going, okay, this car was detailed. This car was not cleaned. This car was detailed. The cup holders, the dash, the windows. There was not a dog hair to be found. Now the interior is black. I'm not a dog hair. I was just like, holy smokes. And then you put down the mirror to see if no, it was spotless too. I'm like, they detailed the car. And all of a sudden, panic hit. I looked down, and the funeral sticker is not there. I'm a wreck. I feel like, I don't know, it's so hard to, like he's with me or somehow protecting me. I look down and I'm like, oh my, and it makes sense. Like, it's an old funeral sticker. How many times when we're in a funeral procession, we take them down and kind of toss them. I am just hysterical. I'm beyond hysterical. I have his cell number. I'm dialing it so fast, my hands are shaking. I said, and now I'm starting to cry, and I can't talk. I am crying. So can you imagine him? He's like met me one time, and there's this woman on the end, like just hysterical. And I said, Carmen, this is actually my husband's car. And he died about 1.5 years ago. He's like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. I said, well, no, I don't wear a sign that says. I said, but the car is gorgeous. I said to him, it's spotless. I said, this was a detail. You didn't just clean it up. I said, I can't thank you enough that my husband's car looks so good, but I had a funeral sticker and it was from his funeral. The poor man, he probably peed in his pants, honestly. He probably was like, he's like, Laura, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I said, Carmine, I said, I don't know if you have a daily trash, commercial pickup. I said, but I will come and I will go through the dumpster. I'm not asking anyone to do this for me, but if it hasn't been picked up, I will go through the dumpster. He's like, Laura, no. He said, no, let me just call the shop and just give me 2 minutes. And they found it. I was hysterical again. His other brother, Vince, was still in the shop, and he went to the trash cans where they, I guess, do the cars or whatever. And he said he found it in the 3rd trash can. And, it's a little worse for wear, but they found it, and it's back where it belongs. You just don't know. You just don't know when, what, how is going to happen on any given day. So that's my car story. That's Vito's car story. It has a very happy ending. Like, these are happy tears. So thank you for my long Sunday chat, so yeah, I started with the car song because that was our car song. You all have a great week. Don't know if I'll be doing a rant, working on my most precious, not precious, what's the word, unused, pretty unused products that I bought knowing I would not use them. I know it's a crazy concept. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.